Let's go ahead and get started. Call to order, please.
Mr. Ludley?
Yes.
Ms. Riker?
Yes.
Mr. Carmine?
Yes.
Mr. Dick?
Yes.
Okay, please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. Set it there. Thanks. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, approval and or correction of the minutes of the regular meeting of August 16th. Do I have a motion to accept?
Carmine.
Carmine, and a second?
Dick.
Mr. Dick? Discussion? Okay, I'll call for a vote.
Ms. Stryker?
Yes.
Mr. Carmine?
Yes.
Mr. Dick?
Yes.
Mr. Ludley?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have anything for the principal? No principal things tonight?
Not today.
Okay. So moving on to item 5, it does look like we have some public participation. So let me just go over the rules again. You have 3 minutes. I will be keeping track. Please let us know your name and what you'd like to talk about. I'll let you know when you have about 30 seconds left, and then we ask that you be done when those 30 seconds are up. So, I have Michael Labus as the first.
Good morning, or good afternoon. My name's Michael Roberts. School medical staff, and I just wondered if there was more explanation to public related to that issue as to why she was removed. I have went back and reviewed that information, and I do agree with a lot of that information. I think it would be beneficial if we could maybe find out why she was removed and why that information they felt was such a serious concern that it would require her removal. And then also the CDC health advisory that was issued with the concern for ivermectin didn't really correlate with the information that they shared before. Why the CDC would agree that ivermectin was a very good treatment and then issue a statement that's saying that it was causing the rapid increase of prescriptions and reports of severe illness. So I just wondered if there was any follow-up to that. I just would like more information.
Do you want to handle that one?
Yeah, I can speak to that. We contract with Western Ohio Health Partners for all of our health clinics. So we don't actually run our health clinics, but obviously we're in partnership with them.
So Mindy works for Ohio Health? Or
Oh,
that's-
yeah, for Western Ohio Health Partners,
Okay.
correct. Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would definitely direct those questions to Western Ohio Health Partners.
I tried to contact her, but I didn't, wasn't successful, so I might address that to them then. Okay? I would suggest look back at that information. I thought it was helpful the first time she issued it. Thank you.
Okay. Robert McKenzie? Okay. Yep, just stand up there. Yep, you have 3 minutes. You need to address me as the president. And this is Mr. Thrush, the superintendent. I'm Sheena Stryker.
Well, I'm trying not to be very good at this.
Probably not all during the meeting. Yeah.
And you are again?
Ms. Stryker?
Okay. I'll try to do this the best I can.
Okay.
My name is Robert McKenzie, address 629 Steiner Avenue, Kenton, Ohio. And I have a question about the mask mandates. First off, all masks, and even the mask you're wearing, do nothing to protect you. You should be wearing an N95, which is also classified as a medical device by the FDA Cosmetic Act. This is a P95 respirator. This is what you should be wearing. It even leaks. At that, and I'm not trying to be rude, graphene oxide is a nanobot technology sterilization agent. If you do mandate these masks, you are instantly violating Times New Code 35 U.S. Code 101. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 8. Article 1, Section 9, Clause 2. Naval reporters cannot be suspended. U.S. Code, Section 1. Act, amended to the Clayton Act. You're also in violation of antitrust acts. You receive money from the federal government, and even though they mandate it, mandates are not law. They're simple, coercing, manipulative suggestions. I'm reading you law right here. 15 U.S. Code, Section 2, monopolizing trade. There's also the Juno Act, RICO Act, and the tort claims that are involved with this. Okay. Section 19 of 15 U.S. Code, interlocking directives as well. There's also the violation of the Nuremberg Code, the articles of the Nuremberg Code as they were used in Auschwitz, Germany, the Auschwitz death camps, as they held criminal war crime trials there, okay? The reason you're violating that is because these masks do not work, for one. Number two, and foremost, they're sterilized with graphene dioxide. This is a very highly volatile carcinogen chemical that they use in place of what they would call a rigorous steam clean or alcohol, okay? Sitting right over there is a 672-page criminal lawsuit that I will file, okay? I'm in contact with well over 1,800 attorneys through the state alone. That doesn't include the nation.
Okay. Your
I
time's
have
up.
several friends, representatives, congressmen, and senators that I've met over the last 18 months. You're suffocating these kids if you think you're going to put the mask on them. And at that rate, if you try it on the school buses, there's a whole different set of laws there.
All right, your
You
time's
get
up.
PUCO involved, Public Utilities, Department of Transportation, their laws enact on top of these laws.
Okay. Your
I'm
time's
just
up.
advising, it would not be good to suffocate a child and deplete them of 20% of oxygen through the day. Much less oxygen than breathing. Thank you.
Okay, Michelle Lavis.
Hello. So I gave you guys some papers. That was just a quick 5-minute look over of the health department had issued a health mask advisory thing. And it's just some of the wording in there I was concerned about. Shared a couple papers. You can look at it at your leisure. On the back is a map from the ODH of the Hardin County COVID data from the beginning till now. And you can look at it and you can see where you feel like things have been effective, either the mask mandates, the social distancing, the vaccines. I didn't put them on there, but you can go back and look at the dates to which those apply and plot those and see if it's effective. Anyways, I encourage you guys to go look at the health department and the comments that are underneath there. And there's a lot of people not happy about this advisory from the Hardin County Health Department. So anyways, what I really wanted to ask is there's a lot, since schools are kind of in the forefront right now, there's a lot of information out there about the critical race theory and equity, and I didn't know what that looks like for the Kenton schools, for Hardin County schools. Is there training for teachers on critical race theory, this equity? I do know from the Ohio State Board that it is a big thing for Ohio. So, they have in their whole child framework, that equity is the #1 issue for 2019 to 2024. And so I was just curious of what that looks like in our school systems, and are the teachers being trained for it and pushing that agenda?
We teach the Ohio content standards.
Well, this is the Ohio's Whole Child Framework, a collaborative approach to learning and wellness.
We teach the standards. I'm not sure what you have there.
So you guys don't have any specific training that would be regarded as critical race theory or equity theory? Would you know it if you did?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then one other question real quick is, this would be for the treasurer, what funds do we have that would be given from the state or federal for COVID-related activities here at the school?
What current funding can we get? Have we gotten?
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you what we've received. We've got ARP ESSER funds and
Right.
$1.9 million. We've received.
Is that from last year or this current? It's for this current year?
It's current. It's
Okay.
current. We received it in the spring and we're currently spending it.
And how much is that?
2022 to spend that.
And then what if you don't meet their standards? Then what happens with that money?
You don't get to use it. So, yeah.
Do you have to pay it back?
They won't let you use it until you are approved for the, you have to submit a proposal first to fit the criteria. And once they look at that, they will either approve or not approve it.
So you've been approved for this whole year with the current standards
Yes.
to get all those funds to the 22?
Correct.
Thanks.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Reports to the treasurer.
Nothing, not a lot to report on, other than tonight, I think I wrote an email, you're voting on the permanent appropriations and revenues, which by law we have to do that
Right.
before September 30th.
Okay.
And then the next step would be our 5-year forecast. I did meet with the auditors today as an initial meeting prior to them starting to work for us. Because they are kind of trying to close up some other schools, they're going to start with us intravenously. So they'll get some information from us. They won't be working on site for the most part. We'll be sending out of the information off site.
Okay.
A lot of them are working from home. So our audit may not tie up until January, which is late for us.
Right.
But they are waiting on guidance from the federal guidelines because I think there's different ways that they need to report, like CARES money and the
Right.
ESSER money and all that. So they're kind of waiting on that. That's why they need to tie up those schools until they get those federal guidelines. They're kind of in limbo. So they can start on some of it, but we probably won't be done until January, which, like I said, is very late.
Right. Okay. Motion to accept.
Ledley.
Ledley. Second?
Carmine will second.
Okay. Questions, comments? Okay, I'll call for a vote.
Mr. Carmine?
Yes.
Mr. Dick?
Yes.
Mr. Ludwig?
Yes.
Ms. Stryker?
Yes. Okay, 7, Mr. Thrush.
Yeah, I had a couple of things coming into tonight, but I'm not going to talk about those. I'm only going to talk about the fact that we had a staff member pass away, and I wanted to, I guess, let folks know. Our parents received an email today to explain. It was a parent square, so some people may have seen it on the app, but I'm going to read it here. It just said that we're sad to have to inform you that Liz Steen, our new elementary and middle school art teacher, has died. She was out with a short illness just before the fair, but we were informed last night that she passed at home yesterday. Students were not told at school today, so that parents can choose to speak with their son or daughter this evening. Counseling will be available for those who request it, and we just ask that you keep her family in your thoughts and prayers. So that's all I have for the superintendent's report.
Okay. Thank you. Board committees, finance. We didn't meet, did we?
we didn't.
No? Okay. Okay, so I guess I'm the only one. For Career Center, and Mrs. Purcell did point out a couple items that she wanted me to relay. So at High Point, they are having food shortage issues. This is due to, GFS having trouble getting supplies in, which is where they get their food supplies. So they're trying to work through that. The other issue is they have a blended learning plan. So the admin team is making a plan in the event that they would need to close in-person classes or go hybrid for a short period of time due to COVID. So those are really the two things that she wanted me to point out. So do we have any old business? No? Okay, new business then. Personnel items, 10A through 10O. Do I have a motion to accept?
Dick.
Dick, okay, and then second?
Carmine will second.
Carmine will second, okay. Comments, questions about any of these? If not, I will call for a vote.
Mr. Dick?
Yes.
Mr. Ludwig?
Yes.
Ms. Stryker?
Yes.
Mr. Carmine?
Yes.
Okay, good, all right. Item 11, so 11A through 11J. These are just authorizations and resolutions. So do I have a motion to accept?
Ledley.
Ledley? And a second?
Dick.
Dick, okay. Questions, comments? Nothing? Okay, I'll call for a vote.
Mr. Ludwig?
Yes.
Ms. Stryker?
Yes.
Mr. Carmine?
Yes.
Mr. Dick?
Yes.
Okay. There being no further business, the next regular board meeting will be October 18th, 2021 at 7 here at Oak Leaf.